Okay, we are recording. Hopefully it won't stop in the middle like it did last time.
Oh, hopefully not. Well, welcome everybody. And for those of you that are watching this later, please let us know if you have any questions because we're going
we still have questions.
Yeah, but we were excited to share it with all of you, whether you are, working the business, whether you are just sort of dabbling in it, hobby, discount, whatever. We wanted to share with you kind of what we were thinking. So I'm going to start a little bit, and then Jen, why don't you add in kind of what your thoughts are, especially if there's something that I miss. So is everybody muted? I think everybody is. Okay. So, and feel free to stop me if you have questions. So one of the things that Jen and I, and as you guys know, Monica and Jessica, the four of us are kind of all in running this. I know Jesslyn and Joe have been as well. And Jenny, you're more of discount hobby, trying to figure that out. And Eve, you're just Eve doing her thing. But one of the things that we have been talking about is how what our desire is for us to be able to show new coaches what it is that we've learned and what we're doing to help you guys be successful, because it can be discouraging when you're doing these programs or inviting people and not feeling as successful. And so we really want to create an environment in which we are supporting new coaches, coaches that have been in it a while, coaches that want to get back at it wherever you are. So we're going to be trying something, and like all things, we don't know how it's going to go, but we thought it was worth trying, right, Jen? So we last week watched a call from a team, and the girl that leads this team really seems like kind of our vibe. She's, I think she's about our age. She loves Jesus. She's got she's got kids. She wants to do this kind of sort of as part-time, and her heart got to a place where she was like, I'm doing this and I'm helping people each month, but all I care about is helping my coaches help people. Jessica! Yay!
Hi, lovies! Hi!
You look gorgeous.
Thanks. Hi, everybody. I just had to jump on real fast and say I love you all. I was so happy. I saw that the thing started and I thought, oh, no, I have to jump on and say hi to all my girls. And my boy, if Brian's on here, I don't know if he is.
I know, and I don't know where Jacqueline is. I don't know if she couldn't get on because of soccer or what, but we're recording it.
Okay, cool. Well,
say hi to Elizabeth and have a great time.
Have so much fun. Love you.
We love you. Bye, guys. See you later.
So one of the things that we have decided to do is to create a way in which for newer coaches or coaches that have like 5 seconds a day to be a coach will feel more successful. So this is what we are going to experiment with. We have created a group on Facebook, and don't freak out. I know we have too many groups on Facebook, but this group is called our wellness community. So it's just Real Wholehearted Wellness Community. So the wellness community is for us as coaches and any of our challengers, and we'll still have our team page. Those are separate things. The team page is just coaches. The wellness community is going to be for everyone. So what this coach had shared, the one that I just mentioned about, I forget what her name is, Keisha or something, that she wanted to help her new coaches be successful. And she felt like a lot of her new coaches had maybe 30 to 60 minutes at maximum a day. And that's about how much time it might take to build your business, to post, to invite, to follow up, and that they weren't having enough time to open groups, do welcome videos, close groups, and do all the extra coach work that took additional time. Does that make sense? So she created this wellness community that is for her entire downline. So this is going to be a wellness community that's for anybody that is in Jen's downline. And Monica and Jessica will think about whether this is something they want to do or not with their downlines, because they're actually on our sidelines. And that's sort of what we want to be. We want to be a community that includes everybody. So that might be something they dabble with as well. Anyway, so anybody that you guys invite to join you on this wellness journey, what happens is we encourage you guys to send them an email with how to modify Shakeology, how to use BOD, all this stuff. And what we want to do is streamline it, make it super easy. So when you have somebody that wants to get started and wants to buy a challenge peg or Shakeology, they can go ahead and do that. If it's somebody that just wants to get started with some support and they just want to create a free Team Beachbody account and have you as their coach, even though not purchased, still go and do that the same way. If you don't know how to do that, ask any of us. We can help with that, because I know some of you haven't done that before. It's really easy. I think, Jenny, you even did it with your husband. You figured out how to share a cart. You figured it out. So then what you're going to do is you are going to add this person to this wellness community. And in the file section, you will tag them on, welcome, here's what you need to know. And there'll be a pinned video at the top of the group that will be like a group welcome video. Jen and I will work on that, and I'm going to ask any of you that want to make like a 1 or 2 minute video and text it to me. We'll kind of put them all together and just say who you are and your story with Beachbody, so that anybody new that joins our community will see some of our faces on who are the coaches on this team. And we'll share in that video how to use BOD, you know, the 80-20, getting your water in, all those things we shared as new challengers. Does that make sense? Everybody still tracking with me? Okay. So let's say you have your mom who got a big Shakeology and wants some clean recipes and might want a little bit of support, but doesn't want to maybe post every day in an app group or something. This is a great place to put your mom in and keep her there. She can find recipes and meal plans in the file section. We're going to be putting those in there. So every challenger you get, the first thing you'll do, order if they want an order, create a free account. Then you'll add them to this wellness community. I'll show you guys in a minute if you want to see it. And you will tag them on the file that just says, here's what you need to know, and the welcome video. And that's it. Then you can, post in the group, welcome so-and-so. Is that what you were going to say, Jen? Yeah, so then let's say Jen's friend, Libby, decides to be in the group. Libby buys the challenge pack. Jen will add her to the group. She will tag her on all you need to know and the welcome video, and then she'll do a post that says, hey everybody, I want to welcome Libby to our group. She's getting started with PiYo and Shakeology. We're so excited that she's here. She's got 2 little kids, whatever. So then all of us as coaches that are in there will welcome her to the group. And so we'll keep this going on for however long until we decide it's not a good idea. And so Libby will be in that group. She'll see the file section. And one of the things we're still playing around with, which we'll need feedback from you guys, so on our team calls we'll talk about it, is what we want to do is we want to have at least somebody posting in there every day. One of us posting our workout or our meal log for the day or something inspirational, but not all of us posting all the time. We don't need that. We don't want the group to go dead for days and days. But let's say that Jessalyn's going on vacation and she really wants to unplug a little bit from her challenge group. Then the rest of us will still be there to answer questions and support people. And because as new coaches, it's really intimidating to answer some questions, then this community will all be there to answer those questions. So you don't have to feel like, I'm this new coach, how can I help someone when I'm still just starting my journey? Or I fell off my journey, how can I help someone? This group is gonna be a place in which they aren't just gonna have you as their coach, they're gonna have a whole community of coaches. So it'll take some pressure off you as a coach, and it will also, I think, help us a little bit with unity of our team to be helping each other and helping each other's challengers. Because overall, at the end of the day, that's all any of us want, is for people to have wellness results. That's it. But I think what's been happening is that some of you have become coaches and feel a little intimidated, like, I can barely do my wellness journey and invite, much less run groups. We want to take that pressure off of you if that's too much. For those of you that are like, you know what, I want to go in, I want to run groups, do my own thing, still keep doing that. But we want to have a place where people will always have support wherever they are as a coach or a challenger. So that, does anybody have any questions about that initially? Yeah, go ahead, Man.
So is this taking the place of your challenge groups? Like this is your challenge, or is this something separate?
Yeah, so that's what we're going to play around with. This is what we're going to offer to people. We'll say this in our welcome video, that this is it is sort of a challenge group wellness community. But if people want a higher level of accountability, Jen and I and whoever else are going to still run app groups. Because when we run Facebook groups, I lose people's notifications like crazy. The app keeps it way more organized. And we have some people that want to log their shake, log their workout, and want to be in the app. So for example, this is what Jen and I will be doing at the beginning of May, where our plan is to have this wellness community ready to go, welcome video, recipes in there by May 7, that Monday. And then from then going forward, people adding their new people. You're also welcome to add current challengers as well, or past ones that already have an account or have already purchased. And then we'll still be running monthly I don't know, maybe we'll run them longer, probably monthly, 21 to 30 days in the app group for people that want that. So like, for example, my mom will probably go in the wellness community, but she'll never log in the app. So she'll still be a part of something, but she doesn't want that higher level of accountability. So people will always be in the wellness group when we put them in there as new challengers, and then they will be offered if they want to also be a part of the app group. And so every month when we're running a new group, we can check in with our people and see if they want to be in it. We don't know exactly how that's going to go. The idea is that there won't be a set template for the wellness community, but we'll all try to just post it in there, see how that goes. If you have something inspirational, put it in there. You have a great recipe, you did a workout, whatever that might be, but still do regular posting in our app. So it may turn out that this is going to be way more work. We're not sure, but we want to try it because we don't want our new coaches feeling so overwhelmed that they're not continuing on their journey and they're not inviting, or they don't know how to help people get started. That's the idea behind this. And it may be that it doesn't work, but what we're doing right now is we have some newer coaches that are saying, hey, can we be back in your groups because it's being too much for me to run my own. So as much as we want you guys running groups so that you people can see your face and can know what you're doing and you can support them, we don't want you to not have a place for people. Go ahead, Jenny, we're going to say something.
Yeah, and I was just going to say, I've had people who I've talked to and said, hey, I think you're like amazing coach material. Have you thought about this? Or even people that I've said, you're drinking Shakeology every month. Like, sign up as a coach, get the 25% off. And I get this response of, I just don't have time for that. And, or, people are talking to me about what I'm doing. So I'm just going to send them to you. I mean, that's great for me, but the reality is it would be better for them. And for those people, I feel like if you have people like that, you could say, you really don't have to do anything. We have this community. All you have to do is pop them in there. I'll even make the welcome thing for you if you want. But pop them in there, say, hey, this is my friend, Jo. She's going to be doing whatever. Great, done. So like anybody can do it. I think that's the thing that's true about this, but people don't believe that they can do it. And we really just want to make this as easy as possible so people can sort of jump in and say, oh, maybe I can do this because I have enough support to do it. The other thing I was going to mention was you can tell your people if they want to remove themselves from the group, they're welcome to do that. So if you add them, they copy all the things they want out of the file section, they hate Facebook, whatever, like glean what you can from the group and go. And that's totally fine. The point is to give them information without having to send an email or send a Facebook message, but just to have it real streamlined, if that makes sense. And then the other thing, as far as Monica, you were asking about running groups. One of the things that Carl always talks about is that the increasers are running more groups. And I know that we ran a group from January until Saturday. Hindsight, not the best idea. I mean, I loved everybody in that group, but by the end I was like, okay, I think we're done. Like, this has sort of run its course. It was a little too long. And I think it's good for people to have like a week and be like, oh, I kind of missed that. Oh, I need that accountability. And so I know for me personally with my people, I'm going to go back to, hey, I've got a May group. I've got a June group. I've got a July group. It gives me something very specific to invite to, which my inviting went way down when I had that winter wellness group because I had my group. I had my people for 3.5 months and they were awesome, but like it affected the way I was working my business because I didn't have anything really to invite them to. So I think on a lot of levels, sorry, people with mufflers, I don't know why. I really don't know why. So I think on a lot of levels, it's good to have that every 21 days or every 30 days or whatever rhythm you come up with. But really what they have found is that the coaches that run more groups and shorter, not just a week, but 21 days or 30 days do have more success. I was just writing notes when you were talking. Oh, the other thing that's going to be great about this is that when we have things like the beach bars, 2B mindset, new things that are coming out, we can just announce them in that group. And all of our people will know. They might not see our post on Facebook, or they might not pay attention to the message we send them, or maybe we don't send messages. You don't have to send messages, because when new stuff is coming out, we're gonna announce that there. Or if we're doing a team-wide 80-day obsession, round 3, like, hey everybody, if you're thinking you wanna do this program, join us. You know, we've got beach bars coming out, we've got this, we've got that. So we can announce those sorts of things on a massive scale to everybody, if that makes sense. I think that's all I wrote down. So those are my additions.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. And I think too, like Jen said, if someone is like, I hate groups, be like, totally fine. I'm putting you in there because I want you to watch the welcome video. I want you to, you know, copy and paste how to use BOD, how to modify Shakeology, and remove yourself. But what we're trying to do is that if any coach can do this, any of you can have someone in your life who says, hey, what are you doing? Or say, hey, I need some more accountability. Want to be in my group? Pop them in the group, tag them, and you're done. You know, make it. And I just feel like there's so many people out there that need our help, and that we're so stuck in our fear and busyness that it doesn't happen. I'm talking about me too, that we just want to create a place in which it's going to take out some of that fear of how do I coach this person when I don't even know what I'm doing. And I'm coming up on like 2.5 years. I still don't feel like I know what I'm doing. Even though people think that's crazy, that's how I often feel. And so I remember how Jen and I talk about this all the time, how nervous and scared we were at the beginning. How do we run groups? We're going to mess this up. You guys aren't. If you just say to someone, hey, I'm doing this thing, and I'm going to put someone up on a pedestal right now, and she's not going to like it, but I'm doing it anyways. So Jenny, who's at the bottom of my screen right now, was in our winter wellness group. She was the most consistent liker, commenter, encourager of any group I have ever been in. And she is afraid of what people are going to say or think if she invites them. But she right now is more of an encouraging coach than 99% of coaches out there. And so when Jen and I were talking about this, we're like, people like Jenny need a place to put people, because I don't want her to get overwhelmed by coaching, but she is so encouraging that people need her in their lives. So that's kind of what we want with this group, is we want people to be able to experience helping others without it becoming stressful and more work. Does that make sense? And then the app group will still be an option for people that want more accountability. And so Jen and I will still encourage you guys to run your own app groups, but you don't have to. So for example, if you have 1 or 2 people who are like, I can't run a group, totally fine. We will run them with you. In the past, I think Jen and I were trying to really encourage you guys to go out on your own. That is still what we want if you're a business building person. But if you have 1 or 2 people and you're more hobby discount, we want to support you and want to help you have some success. And hopefully, as you have success, you'll have more people and maybe run some groups on your own.
Well, that's the other thing that I was going to say is I think when people are in this wellness community and they see what a community of supportive women is like, they may not be on board at the beginning, but if they're a part of that and even just a fly on the wall, they'll say, okay, there's something to this that's really cool and really different than anything else that I've experienced. And then they kind of build on each other. And you had 1 or 2 that were like, oh, I'm just going to sit and watch. And then all of a sudden you have 10 who are participating and they want their own thing. And so it'll just give you a place to start. So we're excited. I mean, it might be a total terrible idea and suck, but you don't know unless you try. So fail forward, friends.
And what I will say, you guys, is that this coach that did this Keisha, in November, she was had lost her 1 star. She was just a diamond. And she started this wellness community and really was like, anybody who wants to run with me, let's go for this. Let's change the world. And she now in April, so what's that, 5 or 6 months? I don't do math. She went from like the 600th team in the company to, I think,
120
something. And she went from a diamond to a qualifying 4-star. All that means to say, you guys, is that she didn't really do anything different with who she was helping, but she helped her coaches help more people, which is the point of all of this. And what our concern is that if you aren't feeling like you're helping people, or you're helping yourself, or having a little bit of financial gain, you won't be here in a year. And the financial gain part is great. The trips are great. That's wonderful. But mostly your wellness journey staying on point. and helping other coaches help other people, that's what we're all about. Because none of us would be here if someone hadn't invited. So what Jen and I are most excited about is that we really want to focus on this as a team. And we're so excited this year that Joe and Jess are going to be coming to Summit with us and to sort of see what this is about. Because in a year from now, we want even more people going to Summit next year. We want this to be a place of real community, and it hasn't really been as much of that. And that's on Jen and I. Like, we take full responsibility that we have not done that. And so we want to keep leading by example, but also helping make sure you guys have all of the tools to make that happen. There's something else, Jen, that you wanted to add?
Nope.
Yeah, Mike.
Just got a question.
Sorry. So would this be something that you guys recommend to bring to our existing challenge groups? Maybe for the people that don't post, maybe they just, I don't know, like are afraid to say something, or I don't know, because there's, you know, in my group, there's obviously the consistent ones, and then there's probably like 15 or so that don't do anything. So I'm just wondering if maybe this is something that they want, but I wasn't sure if it was a good idea to, you know, present it. And if so, how would I do that?
Yeah, so I think my thought, and maybe Becky has a different thought, but my thought is that I'm going to tell all of my current challengers, customers, like, hey, I've got this new wellness community. It's not taking the place of our group. Some of them aren't in groups. Some of them are. It's not taking the place, but it's just another place where you can hear about new things that are happening. You can be in a bigger group of support where you can ask questions. Because some people, you know, if you're in a larger group, it's like, oh, nobody knows me. Like, I know Joe felt that way. She could be in my group. She's like, I don't know you. I don't know any of you people. It feels safer because you don't know people. So my personal plan is to kind of just let everybody on my customer list who's a woman know, hey, I've got this wellness community. You're welcome to join it. I'm going to add you to it. Take yourself out if you don't want to be in it. Because most people, what Becky and I have found, they won't take themselves out, but then they will see posts when new things are happening. And there'll still be this little, you know, birdie in their ear every so often. That's what I'm going to do. But Becky might.
Yeah, I don't know exactly what I'm going to do. I'm still trying to figure that out. And I think part of what it'll kind of depend on what people's needs are, what I think they want. But my idea would be that I will have some challengers that don't necessarily want to be in a group each month, but that might want some additional support. So we'll see. And I think it's really going to come down to how we as coaches decide to run the group. Does anybody have any other questions right now about it? Okay. Yeah, Jess.
Well, so my question, like, people that have been in my challenge group, not all of them do BOD. They haven't bought a challenge pack. So is that is it okay if those people are still in this wellness group? I mean, because obviously I'd love them, you know, they're in my challenge group, and I'm hoping we're rubbing off on them, and they're, you know, maybe, yeah, they learn more about it, I guess, that way. And then at some time, maybe they will buy a pack. And yeah. Okay.
Yeah, there's absolutely.
Oh, sorry. I was just going to say, there are some coaches who won't let people into their groups unless they've purchased. For me personally, like, I wouldn't be here today if Eve right there didn't let me in her group when I told her I'm not going to buy anything. Oh, okay, I'm going to buy it and I'm going to return it. Mm-hmm. She was like, whatever, you can be in my group because I love you. And probably she knew I was going to not return it. I don't know. She was smarter than I was. She could see the future. But for me, purchasing isn't a requirement, because I know my story would be very different if I wasn't allowed in a group to just sort of partake without having totally drank the Kool-Aid yet.
The only thing that I
have a lot of people. Yeah.
No, go. Just go ahead.
Well, I have a lot of people that I've been talking to, and they're on the fence. They're like, well, I don't know if I want to do it. And I'm thinking this would be perfect. It's like you kind of put them in here. They can learn a little bit more about it.
And remind them that there's a 30-day money-back guarantee. I mean, it really, what do they have to lose?
Yeah. Absolutely. The only thing I would recommend, we're not going to check this, but I would recommend that each person who wants to be in this wellness community or who you invite is have them create a free Beachbody account. because that does two things. It gives, it makes sure that they don't already have another coach. They can switch to you. And if they ever do order, it will be under you for sure. So everyone knows how to log into teambeachbody.com. It's really easy. You just go to share a cart and you put in their name and their email, continue without purchase. They get an email, they create a login, done. And so what I do to people, like, well, I don't really want to buy anything, I want to create an account. I'll say, well, create this account, and that way I will be able to contact you and track ongoing. And also I say it'll help you get some of the resources in the future. I've never had someone say I'm not going to do that. It's just a free account. And then if they ever want to buy anything, you can share a cart with their purchase. But I've had numerous people that don't even know they have a coach because they bought 21 Day Fix 5 years ago. And then they order, and Jen, you're muted. Then they order and doesn't go under you. That's okay.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Or you have the nursing mom who's in your challenge group and doesn't sign up for a free account, and she's up in the middle of the night, she's nursing her baby, and she sees the PiYo infomercial, and she's like, oh yeah, that's totally what Jen's been talking about. That's that Beachbody thing. I think I'm gonna order that. Jen's gonna be thrilled. Yeah, Jen doesn't get credit for that because you didn't sign up under her. And so I've had a few people that it's at the beginning, okay, that's fine, let's be in the groups, it's cool. And then they're like, yeah, I ordered that. I'm like, I don't see your order. That's funny, because they never signed up as a free account, and they are now somebody else's free lead. So it protects you as well.
Yeah, and just so you know, if that ever happens, you have 14 days, they can switch to you and get credit. So if you ever have that happen, let us know and you can do that piece. But I don't want to get into all of those details. So I don't know if people want to stay on till 9, and there's a couple of things, whoa, my nose got really big. A couple other things that we wanted to talk about, but I don't want to overwhelm people. So how's everybody doing? Everybody okay? Jen, do you want me to just maybe do a little sneak peek into Power Pockets, and we'll talk more about it next Tuesday in trackers? Or do you feel like that's too much?
I think you can I think that's fine. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to give a little.
I keep muting myself. This is great. It's like I'm already on vacation.
Stop. The other thing you made me think of, and now it fell out of my head again. Jen, okay, it'll come back to me. I can't remember. So this coach Keisha, one of the other things she did with her team, in addition to the wellness community, was she set up a way to help her coaches be successful in 30 to 60 minutes a day as a coach, because we have some people that's all they have. And again, when I started, that's all I was putting into it. Now that it's more like a part-time thing for me, I'm putting more hours into it. But new coaches, a lot of new coaches don't have more time than that. So she created something, well, not create it, but it's called Power Pockets. And so I'm going to explain these Power Pockets. You do not have to write them all down. Jen, do you have that Power Pocket tracker you could put in the group, or I can put it in after the call? So I will be putting in this Power Pocket tracker into our group, but I'm just going to share what it's about right now so that you guys will have a little bit of an idea. I can share my screen. Would people rather have me share my screen? Okay. So let me find it a minute. Okay, can you see my screen, people? Okay, so, and I will put this into the group as well. So a lot of us have been tracking on pencil and paper or doing our computer. And what we're finding is that a lot of us don't have an hour to sit by our computer and do a power hour. If you do, that's awesome. But I only do it maybe once or twice a week. So what Power Pockets are, essentially you can do your whole business from your phone. So there are 6 different pockets. And my goal, Jen's goal, is going to be to do it 5 days a week. Maybe your goal is a couple days a week, whatever it might be. It's really up to you. But the idea is that instead of having to be by your computer where you have maybe everybody on your Excel spreadsheet or having a piece of paper, you can be anywhere and doing these Power Pockets. We'll also be doing a call. Maybe we'll add this to next week's call. We'll follow up on Power Pockets and add this, that we're really going to encourage people to be using a free tracking system called Google Streak. So you can use it right from your phone. There's an app. Essentially what it is you put your coaches, you put your people into it, it just keeps track of everybody for you. So we'll talk more about that. So the idea would be that you could do these Power Pockets throughout your day and right from your phone and see who you want to talk to. So we'll talk more about the tracking system next time, but I want to share a little bit about Power Pockets. What I will be doing is I'll be putting these 6 Power Pockets right into my reminders app. So I'll be picking, you know how you have different reminder lists on your, if you have an iPhone? Yes? Okay. So, or you can do this in your notes app. And I'm going to be putting Power Pocket 1 through 6 and what they are. And each day just kind of go in there and show that and kind of mark it off that I've done them. So again, this is just an example of how you could use it. Power Pocket number 1. This one's a little hard for me because I actually don't recommend being on your phone first thing in the morning. So this might be when, after you've done, I like to do my quiet time first. But anyways, the idea is that when your alarm goes off, maybe you get up and do something first. Within the first few minutes, you go into your first Power Pocket, which is going into Facebook and adding 5 to 10, whatever you want, you get to pick. New friends. Also, you could do that on Instagram. That will take you 3 to 5 minutes. If you don't know how to find new friends on Facebook, let us know. There's lots of videos on that. So then you put your phone down. 3 to 5 minutes. Power Pocket 1 is done. Go on. Get ready for your day. Get your kids off to school. Then let's say you have a break at work or you are at a doctor's appointment later in the morning, whatever. You pick up your phone again to check your email. You do Power Pocket number 2. You connect with 5 people. And this has nothing to do with Beachbody. You send a message, hey, how's your day going? You say, oh, I saw it was your birthday. What did you do for your birthday? Or you just find an inspirational image and send it to 5 people. All you're doing is you're just spreading joy to other people and connecting with them and building relationships. Nothing to do with Beachbody. Does that make sense to everybody? And I promise you, I don't think there's anyone in this world that wouldn't like to get a message from someone. It doesn't have to be on Facebook Messenger. The only reason a lot of us use Facebook Messenger is because the more you message with people, the more they're going to see the posts that you put up on your page. So that's Power Pocket number 2. That takes what, 5-10 minutes? Put your phone down. The next time you pick up your phone, maybe it's after lunch, whatever, Power Pocket number 3. You either post on social media or you plan a post. The biggest thing that's changing since we have stories is we're really encouraged to only post once or twice a day on Facebook or Instagram and make it a more quality post, as opposed to 2 years ago when some of us started, we were posting 4 to 5 times a day. We're encouraging 1 to 2 times a day. That's it. So let's say you're a newer coach. You probably have enough time to create a post to put on Facebook, Instagram. That sounds doable, right? Because really, if a post takes you longer than 5 minutes, it's probably not a genuine you. Or let's say you want to plan a post. It's Tuesday and you want to do Transformation Tuesday post. Use that Power Pocket number 3 to write the post, find your image, you can post it later. Does that make sense? So that should hopefully, again, take 5 or 10 minutes to do. And then if you are wanting to grow and connect more, you can choose to use Instagram, Facebook stories for more of those sharing your day. Does that make sense? As opposed to sharing your day on your wall. Okay. So then Power Pocket number 4, maybe this is a way to pick up your kids at the carpool line. Maybe this is, a break at work, whatever. Power Pocket number 4 is your invitation, where you're inviting people that you have been building a relationship with. For some of us, it's a goal of 5. For other people, it might be 2 or 3. So on your first day of doing this, let's say you haven't been building relationships for 6 months, you're not going to maybe have 5 people to invite. But then you probably have some people in your regular life that you could think about inviting. Then Power Pocket number 5, maybe this is when your kids are getting their pajamas on, or maybe this is after they've gone to bed, where you're going to follow up with 3 people. So maybe some people from the morning have responded to your connecting message because you do not respond to them right away. Remember, Power Pocket number 2, connecting with people, you're not getting into huge conversations. You don't have enough time for that. Power Pocket number 5, you'll follow up with them and you'll keep those conversations going. Oh, am I getting those confused, Jen? Sorry, that's Power Pocket number 6. Sorry, guys. Power Pocket number 5, this one is follow up with 3 people. So 3 people you've invited in the past, you're going to follow up with them. Sorry, guys, that was confusing. So someone you talked to last week, or you invited them to your March group, and they said they'd check with them in May. You'll follow up with them. And then Power Pocket number 6, maybe a couple minutes before you're going to go to bed, you answer messages and correspond with people. So the idea of this is taking what some people sit down for an hour and do a power hour, and putting them into chunks of their day so they feel like it's still manageable, but they're able to still do what we call these business building activities. Whoa, sorry. I hope that wasn't too fast. And then the last thing on it is check in with app and transformation Facebook group and add value. This is not our tracker that we created, but what that means is check in with your app groups. If you have an app group, check in with your app group sometime during the day. And then they call their wellness community their transformation Facebook group. So then check in with the wellness community, maybe like or comment, maybe post, same with your app group. So what we're trying to do with these Power Pockets is to show people that you can do this business building activities with consistency, even if you don't have a whole hour of time to devote to it every day. Wow, I did that fast.
That was awesome. Good job.
Does that make sense to people? Does that feel
That's
less
awesome.
overwhelming? Who said that's awesome?
I did.
Okay, good.
Oh.
Does that feel more doable when you think about what feels
I agree with her.
Yeah.
And the way that she sort of talked about it on the video was like,
That's exactly.
go ahead.
Go ahead,
I was gonna
Jessalyn.
say that's exactly what I've been needing. I think lately I've been kind of struggling with like, what do I do? And I feel like, yeah, this is like seems perfect for me.
Yeah. And the way that she would sort of say is like, you don't have to do it first thing in the morning. For those of us that have a morning routine that does not include our phone, that's awesome. Stick with that, because that's a really good discipline to have where that doesn't take over your life first thing. But the first time you do pick up your phone, Power Pocket 1. The next time, Power Pocket 2. It doesn't have to be anything that's real set and rigid, but every day is going to look a little different, and that is just fine because you can still get it all in.
Yeah, and maybe you'll have enough time to combine a couple Power Pockets because you have more time that day. And essentially, she's like, pick up your phone, do it, put your phone down. Don't respond to messages. But she was saying you pick up your phone at least that many times a day, right? And we live in so much fear of inviting people. And what I liked about this is it sort of makes it feel like you know what to do every single day. And I don't know if you guys know, but we have posted a lot in the group with invitation scripts, and we really encourage you to look at those and then make it your own. And I love the voice memos so people can hear you. If you want help with how to invite, Jen and I are very open to doing a one-on-one or doing a call on how we do our inviting. So the scripts that we use are in the group. If you need help finding them, let us know. Go ahead, Jen.
Well, and I was just going to say, I mean, if I was you, I'd be saying, okay, well, how do I know who to connect with? How do I know who to invite? Like, that might be your next question. And so the tracking system that you can use from your phone that we're going to talk about next week is going to help sort of eliminate any questions. So when you get to that connecting, you go to that app on your phone and you'll have a list of people. At some point, my connecting one right now maybe has 25 people in it. Well, I'm only connecting with 5. Well, great. So I do the top 5, and then the next day I've still got more in that pipeline. But don't fret about that right now. Like, for the next week, just play around with it, and whoever comes to your mind, or maybe you have a list that you've made. We talked about making that list of your dream team and your chicken list. Like, go through that list for right now. But we're going to help you figure out a tracking system that hopefully will make it, like where Becky says, you know what you want to say, and you're also going to know who to say it to. It's just going to be right there. There's not, for me, the thing that holds me up or has held me up in inviting a lot that makes it take so much longer for me is, I don't know who to invite. What am I going to say? It's just sort of overthinking it, where now it's like, okay, I just have my list, and every day I come back to this, and I know exactly who I need to invite, and I know exactly what I'm going to say. And it gets tweaked depending on the person, obviously. And if we've had a previous conversation or I haven't talked to them in 15 years. But it really just does simplify it and allows us to get connected with more people that we can potentially help. So.
Yeah. And I think one of the things that I keep coming back to is where I was when I was first starting this, and I thought there's too many Beachbody coaches. I'll never be able to help anybody. Everyone's always going to say no. And if I would have given up, and Jen and I have this conversation all the time, if we would have given up at a year, 18 months, there's so many things in our life that would be. So the biggest thing we want for you guys is not to spend hours and hours a day on this, but just to spend these little pockets, but to consistently share your journey, consistently invite people, because I promise you, if you keep doing this with consistency, it's not about how much time, it's that you show up consistently and don't drop off for a week or 2 or a month. Because I had a message from a girl yesterday. I've invited her, but whatever. She messaged me, said, "Oh, I think you do Beachbody. Can I order Shakeology from you?" I'm like, "Yes, you may do that." That's just because she saw my post about it. I had in the last month, people walk up to me at the grocery store who I've friended on Facebook. Who see my posts all the time. I might have even invited them and don't remember, but they remember me because I see my face. The lady walks up to me and said, "I don't know what you do, but I think I need your help." But that wouldn't have happened if she hadn't seen my face. And so I had so much fear of posting and of sharing and of all of that. I promise you, if you just go in with your heart and you share, and you will be amazed at how blessed you are and how you will bless other people. And if you are very afraid to do that, then you're in a great place, because we all are. And then we want you to work on personal development. And that's on that Power Pockets as well. If you are not growing yourself, you aren't going to be able to help yourself or anybody else. And right now, on the top of our list of books to read, or top of my list is Go Wash Your Face. Yes, good one.
Finished it, like total mic drop at the end. I really want to, because I listened to it, I want to type up the whole last 5 minutes, because I was like, I need to have her say that to me every single day. That book is amazing.
Right. Yes. So essentially, one of the things that has really struck me lately is, what if all of us on this team in 2018 just said, I no longer am going to live in fear of what everybody else thinks of me, but instead I'm going to take something that's changed my life, and I'm just going to love people. Even if I'm not inviting them, but just love on them. And I promise you, people are going to be curious about what you're doing and why you are doing it. And the fear is what's going to hold us back. It's what's held me back, and it continues to. It's why I haven't grown as much as I would like to, because I'm so afraid of what everybody else is going to think or say. And when we don't do that, you guys, amazing things can happen. And I know everybody here is a believer, and if we truly think that this is something that God has put in your life for your wellness, and your family's wellness, and for other people's wellness, then there's a reason. And I just wonder what could happen. I just wonder, because I would love for all of you to be going to the Bahamas next year with us. I would love all of you to be at Summit with us next year, because if someone had said to me 2.5 years ago when I started this, that's what was going to happen. And I'm going to just be really frank right now. I hope that one day I don't have to do therapy, as an income. That coaching will be an option for me. I don't know if it'll happen, but I want to work at it. But last week was the first week that I have made more income via Beachbody than I did as a therapist. And that just represents for me that, and I stopped focusing on that. I started, this year was all about just how I was going to lean in and help people. And that is it, nothing else. And the benefits that have come from it have been amazing. And a lot of you know that, sorry, I'm going into personal sharing. A lot of you know that I moved my therapy practice. I didn't get paid for 3 months because insurance companies take that much. If I didn't have Beachbody, I didn't share this much in my stories. I probably should have. If I'd had Beachbody, we would have had to change our lifestyle for 3 months, essentially, or lived on more of savings we didn't want to do. And that was something that God knew 2.5 years ago that I was going to need. But if I would have sat in fear, we wouldn't be in the position that we're in to be okay. And that's a big deal. I need to stop talking. Make me stop.
Love it. It's awesome. It's awesome. I can't say anything. We're good. And you're muted, so.
That being said, I want to know what everybody's doing for personal development.
Yay! Best book ever, seriously. Just go right to the end and read the last 4 pages. I'm serious. And then read it to yourself.
Don't do that.
Oh, it's so good. You could still go back. It's not fiction. She doesn't give anything away.
That might ruin it though. You
No,
gotta
it
get through the
wouldn't.
whole thing.
Oh, it's just so good. It's so good.
What was that called again, Becky?
Girl, wash your face.
Hold it
Girl,
up again,
wash your
Joe.
face.
Girl, wash your face.
Jenny, go wash your face.
Yep.
Okay.
But you don't know until the
Awesome.
end why she wants you to why she says, girl, wash your face. Oh, you guys, it's so good.
All right.
All right, that's what Joe's reading. Who else?
Well, I just ordered that book, so I'm getting it Thursday. So, yeah, but I'm still on Choose Joy. I'm a little slow at my PD, but we'll get there.
It's all about just keeping going.
Yes.
I'm reading The Slight Edge. I just finished Girl, Wash Your Face, and then I'm taking this to Mexico with me so that I can know who I really am, get back to me or something. All the cool kids these days know about the Enneagram. I don't know if you know about the Enneagram, but I have found that I have a lot of like young 20-somethings in my challenge groups, and that's how they talk to each other. For me, it was Myers-Briggs. Did any of you know Myers-Briggs? I was an ESTJ, right? Okay, you're all nodding. That's not what they do anymore. Oh, she's a 2 with a 9 wing. She's a 6 with a 3 wing. I don't know what the heck that
Oh my
means.
gosh.
I'm reading this book so I can relate to these wackadoo youngos in my group. I don't even know. I feel super
Sounds
old.
boring.
It is. Never felt older.
Well, we're all old because we're on Facebook.
Right, that's true. That is true. Uh-huh. Anybody else reading anything?
Yeah, that's right.
I
Monica,
want to
what are
get
you
the
reading?
Jesus. Oops, I'm sorry. I was going to get
go,
the
Jenny.
Jesus Calling book that Becky reads every day. So,
That's a good one.
Good in.
yeah.
How about you, Mon? What are you doing?
Oh, that anxious, is it Anxious for Nothing?
That's a good one.
Oh,
Did you
you
re-
reading that one, Becky? Anxious for Nothing?
Yeah,
we're doing that in our Sunday school class. So I guess I am doing it.
yeah, you are.
I'm
I'm
reading it slowly.
I'm listening to it right now. I love listening to stuff. And it is so great. And it's not super long. Anxious for Nothing by Max Lucado. And it's like real life,
Yeah.
but then he goes into scripture to be like, this is what Jesus is saying, you dumb girl. Listen. That's what he's saying to me.
You dumb girl.
Girl.
Mon, what are you reading?
Here's
I
my
didn't really say
thing.
it like that,
So I have problems like reading 300-400 books at the same time. And so what ends up happening is I don't pick up a book for a long time because I'm like, oh, like I'm just not in the mood for it. So right now I'm reading The Power of a Praying Wife, which I really like, but that really doesn't apply to the business. So it's like, I don't know how to but I want to read all these books at the same time. So that's kind of, I'm struggling with that. But I am reading The Power of a Praying Wife, and it's awesome, but it has nothing to do with business.
Right.
Maybe it does, I don't know.
But it has to do with
Probably
you
does.
becoming a better version of yourself, which is
Yeah.
all part of it, right?
Yeah, it's good. It's awesome. So-
Monica, do you ever listen to stuff
No, but I'm thinking that I need to because I have a pretty big
on your
commute.
commute?
Yeah.
I've gone super old school. Like I don't pay the whatever for Kindle or Amazon. I should probably. I use the library's Overdrive and I rent books or I do CDs. And I don't even know why I don't pay the $15 a month for the Kindle.
Yeah, I do Audible, and it is like,
Yeah, Audible. I don't even know the name.
yeah,
What is that?
it's an app, and you get 1 credit per month towards a book, and you can buy more books than that, but 1 credit gets you 1 book, and it's $14.99 a month, and the books are usually more than that if you're to just go buy them. But like I signed up when there was a sale. I bought a bunch of books, and then I stopped my membership, but all my books stayed on the Audible app. And then when I was done reading them all, I signed back up for $14.99 a month, and then kind of build up a library and then stop it for a few months. But I turn that on every day when I'm taking a shower. So that's how I get my PD in every day. It's like the whole time I'm getting ready, I'm just listening to something. And tip for you, if you are doing Audible or listening to anything, turn it to 1.5 speed or 2 times speed, because you can still understand them and you get through the book faster so you can read something else. Or if you're listening to podcasts, like that's another super great free resource There, like Shailene Johnson has a free podcast. You can listen to the National
There's a
Wake Up Call.
Shakeology podcast.
There's a Shakeology podcast. There are leadership podcasts. There are, I mean, the gamut of podcasts, and they're free. And there is a little button at the bottom that tells you could choose your speed. And you just speed it up a little bit, and it like cuts the time in half of how long it takes to listen to it. And you can still understand most people. But just a life hack.
And also, if you guys don't already know this, if you're not already part of the Facebook group, it's called Beachbody 411. That's where the National Wake Up Call is. They now just do it as a live video in the group. And so I often, when I'm getting ready in the morning, just put that on and just, watch that or listen to that. So there's lots of times where I think we could be getting our PD in. I don't have time to sit down and read much. So that's why the listening habits is kind of the same as you, Monica. So, and again, I use our libraries. I download books there too. So.
All right, well, we're nearing 9 o'clock, so we should probably sign off. But thank you guys for jumping on. And if you have more questions that come to you about all this new stuff, we should take a picture. If you have any questions, just pop them in under this recording. I'll try to get it up tomorrow. Hopefully. So, Brian, show your face.
And I put the Power Pockets document in the team page. And next Tuesday, we do a call again at 8, and we'll be talking a little bit about the Power Pockets, but then going into the tracking system that we want to share with you guys. You don't have to use it. Jen and I and Monica have used every tracking system out there, and we hope this is going to be one that's going to be a good way to go. Okay, everybody look gorgeous. Did I get Brian on it?
I don't know.
No, try again.
Sorry.
Brian.
Sorry.
All right, ready? Here we go. Awesome. And
Okay.
do you want? Oh, sorry, I was done.
No. Something else you'd like to say?
I thought that was the picture. No, you're all
Okay,
awesome.
great. Okay.
We'll
Bye,
change
guys.
the world.
Have a great week.
Bye.
Power Pocket it up.